There is a legend that once, Ferruccio Lamborghini, the head of the Lamborghini tractor and construction company, complained to Enzo Ferrari about the numerous defects in his Ferrari 250 GT. After an unpleasant conversation between them, Lamborghini decided to start producing sports cars. Although Lamborghini himself did not confirm this story, it is said that he always wanted to create sports cars that would be racing machines adapted for driving on ordinary roads. In any case, in 1963, he bought a plot of land in the town of Sant'Agata Bolognese, located between Bologna and Medina, and began building an automobile factory. An international team of young and ambitious engineers, including Italians Paolo Stanzani and Gianpaolo Dallara, as well as New Zealander Robert Wallace, was assembled. They envisioned a car with a power unit located in the base, similar to the racing Ford GT40 and Ferrari 250 LM that had appeared at the time. However, unlike these cars, they placed the 12-cylinder engine transversely. After completing the chassis design in early 1965, Stanzani and Wallace dared to show their project to Lamborghini. To their great surprise, the boss approved the idea. There was no question of participating in races, but a supercar with a limited production run, in his opinion, had the right to exist. For the new car, they took the engine from the 400 JT, but thanks to 4 new 3-chamber Weber carburetors, the power increased from 320 to 350 horsepower. The new power unit was named P400. In early November 1965, the chassis of the future car was exhibited at the Turin Motor Show. The novelty attracted a lot of attention from specialists and the press. Moreover, Lamborghini received 10 orders for the car, which did not yet have a body and whose production could not start for at least another year. There were problems with the body. Lamborghini wanted to order it from the touring firm, which had created the body for the 350 GT, but they unexpectedly faced financial difficulties. Then Lamborghini turned to Bertone. The leading designer of the firm, Giugiaro, took on the sketches, but he soon left for Ghia, and the work was continued by the then-unknown 25-year-old Marcello Gandini, a future star of automotive design. Throughout the winter of 1965 to 66, he and his assistants worked intensively to prepare the body for the Geneva Motor Show. The appearance of the bright orange car, named Miura, caused a sensation at the show. Ferrari suffered the most, as they did not have a production car with a mid-engine layout at the time, let alone a 12-cylinder one. But most importantly, all of Ferrari's models at the time looked like plain Janes compared to the Miura. The low-slung car, only 1055 millimeters high, with its distinctive eyelashes over the headlights resembled a fantastic beast ready to pounce. Despite its steel body panels, the car weighed only 980 kilograms. The car accelerated from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.7 seconds and could reach a maximum speed of 280 kilometers per hour. It attracted crowds of visitors at the motor show, and the number of orders received far exceeded the initially planned production run of 50 cars. Immediately after the motor show, Robert Wallace began testing the car. He drove it 10,000 kilometers on the mountain roads between Sant'Agata and Florence. The main problems were engine overheating and high temperatures in the cabin. They had to replace the transparent engine cover with a system of horizontal inclined plates, similar to louvers, and install a partition made of special glass between the engine and the cabin. Another problem was excessive turn-in. This was solved by installing wider Pirelli tires and reinforcing the rear suspension elements. The first cars were delivered to dealers at the very end of the year, but sales actually began in the new year, 1967. In 12 months, 108 cars were produced, and a total of 474 cars of the first series were made. In the same year, a new version of the Miura was presented at the Turin Motor Show. Thanks to improvements in the intake system, the engine power increased to 370 horsepower. New tires made the car's handling more predictable. The cars were equipped with ventilated brake discs and electric windows. The maximum speed increased slightly to 280 kilometers per hour. In the summer of 1970, with the approval of Stanzani, who had become the chief designer after Dallara's departure, another attempt was made to create a racing car by deeply modernizing the Miura. The car received aluminum body panels, a sports suspension, and an engine with 440 horsepower. The appearance also changed. The wheel arches were widened, and air intakes appeared on the hood and in front of the front wheels. The car, weighing 880 kilograms, had a maximum speed of 300 kilometers per hour and accelerated from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.6 seconds. The car did not go into production, but many technical solutions were transferred to the subsequent Miura SV modification. Compared to the Miura SV had wider rear wheel arches to accommodate new low-profile tires. The headlights lost their famous eyelashes, but the main changes were under the hood. A separate lubrication system for the engine and transmission was installed. On some cars, a dry sump lubrication system and a high-friction differential were used. Larger intake valves and new carburetors increased the engine power to 385 horsepower, and the speed increased to 290 kilometers per hour. Acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour took 4.5 seconds. The production of the Lamborghini Miura ended on January 15, 1973, when the last white-painted example left the assembly shop in San Agata. A total of 750 cars were produced over 6 years. Although they had flaws, this did not prevent the Miura from remaining Ferruccio Lamborghini's favorite model forever.